unstoppable beast underway.
Hello. Welcome to Jurassic Unicast. Welcome back. It's been another week, and we're looking forward to another great conversation about what we're looking forward to in Jurassic Park 7 and what it needs to have to succeed. And we are joined today with Klayton Fioriti. How you doing, bro?
Very, very good. Got a lot to talk about.
We have.
We do.
So how you been?
Good. Lots of movies. I watched lots of trashy movies for Dragon Curve, but honestly, it's more fun than Jurassic these days. But yeah, I've been good. How have you guys been?
Yeah. Keeping busy.
Keeping busy. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a proper chat. I think the last time we had you on was for the pop quiz and did all that sort of stuff ages ago. And obviously we talk on and off for other things like online and that. But
yeah, I think we played the Isle a couple of years ago. Yeah,
we played the Isle. Probably. I think it was about
just last year. Yeah, last year. Yeah,
Sargon. Yeah. Well, did you guys keep playing that or no?
We do.
Okay, I can jump back on. I'm not very good though. But
that's fine. We were looking at going back on Legacy and doing a couple of those events again. So, yeah, because Evrima's sort of gone a bit downhill recently. So
you have to have like a NASA computer to run that anyway. So
yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of getting there towards the NASA computers now, the three of us. Yeah, like $2,000 later. But we've got but Legacy definitely we're gonna get over there. So if we do, we'll hook you up and hopefully you can join our little live stream again, get Ewing's back on. So that absolutely. But anyway, while we're here, what are we talking about, Steve? Do you want to get the ball rolling?
Yeah, so last week we were discussing where the Jurassic World trilogy went wrong and the things we didn't really like and the things we wish we had seen in that trilogy. And then that sort of ties in with the new film that's coming next year. So what do we want to see from this new film? So we'll jump right into the first topic. And if I present screen, if I can get it.
Come on.
We'll get there. There we go.
There we go.
All right.
What do we want from this film?
Yeah.
Let's go with you first, Klayton. What do you want from this film?
All right. Dude, I want this movie to be good. So let's get it.
Subjective stuff.
No. I want this movie to actually be a little more simplistic. We went kind of crazy with Dominion, where it was all over the world and lots of different stuff. A Jurassic Park prequel would be a good idea, but from my understanding, this movie is going to take place after Dominion. But what I want to see from it, better kills, better dialogue, better. I want it to feel like Jurassic Park in the Lost World again. Like I want it to actually work and not be so over the top. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think
very current society.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I've been on Dragon Curve so much is because I watch old movies. So I'm like, even if they're bad, it doesn't matter. Like, at least I'm having fun.
Yeah.
But the new stuff, it's just a little too complicated. As for like the actual plot, I already told you guys, I think it'd be cool if we went to like Jurassic Park Europe, like in the jungle or something, and just made it. Here's what would be cool. You remember that arcade game from 2015?
Yeah.
That live action.
Okay.
That's what I want. Like, I don't think we'll get that, but that would be cool.
That game with the freeze guns.
Well, no, not all that, but like just
storyline to it. Yeah.
Just going there to like take down some dinosaurs. If we could get something like that, you could have Therizinosaurs, Spinosaurs. You could have like returning creatures. I'm cool with that. I just want the movie to be fun and dark. Like I don't want the family friendly stuff. Yes, no locust storm. Agreed. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
So we are joined in the chat with Taylor. Welcome, Taylor. Galaxia, and I just say that. How would you say that name?
The Mesozoic Mind.
There we go.
Oh yeah, of course it is. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why I was going for theme rather than the. But yeah, welcome guys. Hope you're doing well. For me, what do I want from this film? I want it to sort of let me leave the cinema thinking the same way I did about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, okay.
I come out of that cinema after seeing the 3 Spider-Men come together. I'm thinking, I can't believe I've actually just watched 3 Spider-Men in the same movie from different. It was just absolutely mind-blowing. And that sort of level for me is what I want to come out of this film from feeling. And I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, but that feeling that film gave me is the same feeling I got from Jurassic World.
The first
Jurassic World. And Fallen Kingdom, not so much. I was still buzzing because I thought, this was a cool new take, darker tone. I was well on board with Bayona, and I loved the soundtrack as well. The third one, I couldn't even tell you one song from that soundtrack, and that wasn't. It's not even. Yeah. I can't even blame Giacchino for that either because I actually like his music. I think it's through a lack of investment. I think an enjoyment from the film that makes me not sort of venture into that sort of, being obsessed with the soundtracks, so I can picture the film while I'm listening. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like the Lost World and the Jurassic Park, you just hear Malcolm's journey when you can see what's going on before. I don't know. It's hard to sort of explain really, but what I want maybe going forward, good characters, less cheesy dialogue. But when I say cheesy dialogue, I don't mean one-liners that are meant to be funny. That's fine. I don't mind that. It's more slid into my DMs sort of dialogue.
Like going back to the Lost World trailer where it's like, obviously, can I get you a cheeseburger? And
I like it.
That's sort of fun.
Yeah, that's different. I like that. And when Malcolm in Dominion was talking about the dog humping his leg, them sort of bits of dialogue was absolute genius. Fine. I love that. I don't mind that at all whatsoever. It's more of just how many pounds. Don't want any of that.
No.
I want good, solid characters. I want high stakes. I want characters to die, heroes to die that we're not expecting to, and to make you think that no one's safe again. Because Jurassic World Dominion, not one point in that movie did I think any of them characters were going to die. Maybe Henry Wu at one point when he got
he should have died. There's no excuse for him not to have died in that movie. Like what the heck?
And the dinosaurs to be a threat, because for me they're more of an inconvenience than a threat. Whereas I want Jurassic Park, they're a threat because they're hunting the humans down. In Jurassic Park, The Lost World, they're on an island with no fences, so they're being hunted no matter what. Jurassic Park 3, it's just carnage after carnage after carnage. So one credit where it's due, the humans are constantly in danger, which I liked. And then it goes to Jurassic World, obviously park setting, bit different, but as soon as everything breaks out, people are in danger again. Fallen Kingdom, in the manor, bit different inside the manor. Obviously, that was a lot more. I like that part of Fallen Kingdom because it felt claustrophobic, it felt dangerous, it felt like they, that interactor was smart.
Then felt like a true monster film.
It did, and then Dominion, I felt like nothing even happened.
Yeah,
like nothing happened that warranted me caring about the characters.
Yeah, like the Atrocioraptors should have killed off, like either Barry or Claire or anyone in that scene. There's no way that they can escape the Atrocioraptors at all.
So how come in that scene? Yeah, DX should be in the new. Is there a new trilogy or just one new movie? Or is it
unconfirmed?
It's going to be a new trilogy, and it's going to be. I'll say that it depends on how much money it makes. If it hits $1 billion again, then I think it will.
It might not, man, because a lot of people are turned off on Jurassic. But I'll say this: how come in Dominion? Remember that part where Barry is in the boat and like the Atrocioraptor's trying to kill him, and he's got a gun in his hand.
Yeah.
And instead of shooting the raptor, I think he shoots a lock or something.
Yeah.
And that's so stupid.
to get out,
Just shoot the raptor.
The Velociraptor should definitely be ruthless again. By the way, guys, do you think, this is just my opinion, I think they're done with the whole Camp Cretaceous chaos theory thing. I don't think that's going to be around much longer, personally.
Really?
Well, look at the views on their YouTube channel for the trailer. The chaos theory trailer has less than or maybe it reached 400,000 views, but Jurassic Park Survival is like well over 2 million. Like
Right.
you can clearly tell what people want. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I think they're moving away from all of
Do you?
this.
I was gonna say, do you think it could be heavily to do with the trailer doesn't really give you much, and
No.
once people have seen it, they're like,
I don't know. You'd
Yeah.
expect it to do at least over 1 mil, easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
On anything, any little trailer like that, as something that's new, you would expect it to have a really good outreach. But like you said, if it's hit 400K for something as big as Universal, it's not that great.
We've both gotten videos before well over that. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah. By the way, here's something to think about, guys. This might be the first movie since Jurassic World to actually have more than one full-grown raptor. Maybe. I think it would be cool to see them wild again.
we're so gonna get blue and beta, aren't we? Back in this film,
No,
they sell too many toys. They sell too many toys, Klayton. This is the problem, mate. This is the problem. Is that they cater for the marketing, not for the fans, like sort of
Right.
wants and needs. Well, they do cater for the fans wants and needs in terms of like animatronics and look what we got.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of like, they need to sell. They need to sell stuff, and
Make a good film.
Blue's a seller.
Make a good film, and the toys will sell themselves.
Yeah,
Simple.
dude. Lost World Jurassic Park
Yeah.
was like a way darker movie when we were kids. And by the
Oh,
way,
mate.
Also they had a baby T-Rex in that movie, but the baby T-Rex killed the bad guy. Like
Exactly.
different times. I don't think Blue or Beta will be in the movie, and I don't think T-Rex will be either, because
Sorry.
it could.
Yeah,
it
sorry.
could
Go
be
on.
this-
I'll load that up in a sec. Go on, carry on.
Yeah.
You don't think?
I don't think we're gonna have any returning dinosaurs, because
Hope not.
I think we're moving away from all, because they got David Kett back, right? And from what I've heard, not confirmed, but they've been working on this movie like as soon as Dominion came out. They were like, we got to fix this.
Yeah.
Please come back. And when he did Lost World, he didn't bring back a T-Rex or a raptor from the first movie. Like, he didn't even bring back Dr. Grant. Like, I think that he's probably going to be like, okay, what do the fans want? All right, we'll do like male T-Rex, maybe like sub-adult Spinosaurus, which would be cool. Imagine a Spinosaurus that's like 9 feet tall. It'd be pretty cool. But
That would be sick.
yeah, I think that stuff's not coming back. My concern though is what they're going to do instead is like, here's your new baby dinosaur. It's like Chili Pepper, the Carnotaurus.
Don't even joke.
Yeah.
I hope not, man. I don't want that to happen, but yeah.
No, let's get to some comments, basically just because they're just going off of what we've been talking about. Taylor says, I have a bit of an idea for what a Jurassic Park animation it would be: Escape from Jurassic Park and Return to Jurassic Park from Jurassic World Evolution 1. That's not quite a cool idea. Jurassic Velociraptors should be ruthless again. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Does anyone think, Lorcan says, does anyone think that this could be a Jurassic version of Rogue One Solo, as in the necessary start of a linear trilogy but a standalone story? You know what? I would like that idea. However, I know it's supposed to be post Dominion, so I don't know how it would link in. Like, I would prefer a film maybe slotted in towards, but in between, kind of like Jurassic World and Fallen,
3.
maybe. So yeah. Jurassic Park 3, yeah, that's a good shout. There's Mesomoic says, I know it's unlikely, but I really do want Blue and Beta back. We don't need Rexy, absolutely not, back, or any other nostalgia. I just need those two back. Interesting. Can you just explain why you want them two back? Because I just want to know. He says, absolutely, there should be a standalone film. And then we've got two more. What in the heck is this? How you doing, Zol?
Yeah, I just want dinosaurs, to be honest.
We're going to get dinosaurs. We just hope it's cool.
Yeah,
ones that tell the
the right ones.
Yeah. I got to tell you guys, I think that this is the movie that's going to make or break the franchise, because a lot of people, they've they've tapped out, man. They saw Dominion and they were like, well, that was my last chance to see Dr. Grant.
Yeah,
I know.
and that's what we got.
Yeah.
Go on.
I don't think Owen's not coming back, is he?
No, don't think any of the cast are.
Which is
I'll
shame,
be
'cause
surprised
I would
though.
like to see DeWanda Wise, like her character develop more.
Well, that's where I think it's going to go.
Oh,
I know
no.
they've said. I think it's going to go that way. Well, you know what kind of society they've got over there now, so
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a female lead, stuff like that, and
that doesn't bother me, but
that doesn't bother me either, providing it's good.
her character in Dominion seemed kind of fake, like compared to everyone else. And my dread is that the movie's going to be like, the trailer's going to be like, I've been with dinosaurs forever, and she's like in her new plane. She's like, we got to go save Littlefoot's mom, and like they, do something like.
You mean it seemed a bit cheesy?
Yes, very cheap. She's Han Solo. Like.
Yeah.
Up to that Chewbacca.
Yeah.
But I liked Mamadou Athie way more. I just think DeWanda Wise's character, like if they bring her back, she should definitely be more grounded. Like, you know what I mean?
She might be. She might do that. Like, look what happened to Claire when she had the Jurassic World Claire. That was a proper bitch, and but she played her role well. Like she was a businesswoman that was a bit of a control freak and took her job very seriously. And then they changed her character in Fallen Kingdom to be more likable.
Yeah.
But that kind of matched the Fallen Kingdom. Sorry, that kind of matched the Claire that was written in that book, The Evolution of Claire. She was a bit more like that. So they kind of matched that book sort of style of character rather than the business one. I don't know. I feel like Claire got away with murder in that trilogy. When you think about, there was no repercussions at all, was there? I feel like we didn't see anything of the repercussions.
No.
Dr. Wu got away with murder.
Yeah, we didn't know. Yeah, literally.
But dude, do you think Sarah Harding could show back up? Because Julianne Moore was in the news the other day talking about how she loved working on Lost World. David Ketch's
I would love her to come back.
I would too. Yeah.
That would be really good.
That would be cool.
Absolutely.
But yeah, because think about it, they don't ever really talk about her, which they really should, by the way.
Yeah, she plays quite a big part of the Lost World, don't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, she's really integral character in she looks after Kelly quite a lot, doesn't she? She looks after her quite a bit. She's she sides with her over the the bickering side when they're having their little banter and stuff. But
yeah, and she wasn't afraid to go onto the island alone herself.
No,
way ahead of anybody and just film.
Yeah.
So she's got that adventurous side to her. I
got to be honest with you guys. I rewatched Jurassic Park probably a month ago. Loved it. I was like, dude, I need to make more videos about this movie, man. I realized how much I loved it because I stayed away after Dominion. Rewatched Lost World, and it's not quite as good as Jurassic Park, but it's still great. Like, I had a blast watching that movie, and then I got to 3, and I was like, ooh, oh god. And I'm at the point where I'm kind of worried to rewatch the other 3 because I have such a high opinion of the first Jurassic World.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh no, like I wonder if they all. I mean, I know they're not all bad, but like Dominion really left me with a sour taste in my mouth to the point where it was too silly, it was too all over the place. Also, I just don't believe the stuff anymore. Like, I don't believe the dinosaurs would. Think about this: Jurassic World Dominion starts and ends in the exact same place. Dinosaurs are still all over the world.
Yeah.
Nothing's been done about it. They're like,
I just find some of the decisions very, very strange. Like when we was told that this is the film that Colin Trevorrow wanted to make. This is the one that we'd been leading up to, the grand finale,
the conclusion.
Yeah,
I didn't get that.
I think it was all PR. it may have at one point been the movie he wanted to make, but after COVID, maybe a lot of problems happened to where they had to change a lot. But then again, he said other stuff that's very confusing because remember he said, did he say the Giga was like the Joker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was up with that? Like,
yeah, I was trying to see where there was, and that's another thing, right? That's something that pissed me off because I really like the Giganotosaurus, like, and like it kind of, we'd wait, like it was a big fan favorite, and just in the fossil record generally, just because we always hear about the Giganotosaurus in media, and everyone knows that it's as big as a T-Rex, and it's almost, what could it be, a T-Rex and all this, and then they finally made it, and like it
did nothing.
It didn't do anything, did it?
Didn't kill
anything.
anybody. Yeah, it didn't kill anything.
Literally nothing. Not even a deer or
or
anything. Oh, a
Yeah,
locust.
locust.
And the thing is that the Jurassic World trilogy, every single final battle ended the same, where you've got the T-Rex fighting, something comes in and helps and assists, and then Fallen Kingdom.
Can I just say one thing I don't want? I don't want this anymore. And then it comes alive again.
Oh, what, the false death?
Yeah. Almost like, it's almost like they're faking death and then they come awake.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. That bit in Jurassic World where the Indominus is right at the end and the Rex has pushed him into the Moses bit, and then the Moser comes out and grabs the
Oh, that's different. That's different.
That's cool.
That's different.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The whole shot of that. Anyone that
whole
don't like the cinematography about that is wrong, in my opinion, because I think the whole thing's shot amazingly well. It's on one camera, circulating on an arm, really, really well choreographed. They used the forced perspective from the ground to make the dinosaurs look bigger as well. So you see it when they're in the shot from the inside the shop. Really, really good. Sort of kind of hides the battle a little bit, but then when you get out, you can see Blue jumping on back to back. It's such a good scene. Absolutely adore that shot. None of the others matched up to it, did they?
No. So with this film being potentially released next year, I say potentially because it's still early days. Do you think we're going to get animatronics, or is this going to be solely CGI?
Actually, I think I heard. I don't know. What am I allowed to say? I heard a rumor.
It's like we only get 5 views anyway. I won't worry.
I heard a rumor that one of the companies that worked on one of the other Jurassic World movies might be coming back.
Hopefully, the ones that worked on Fallen Kingdom and not the ones that worked on Dominion.
We are speaking the same language, man. Like that Dimetrodon looked like it was from the 1970s, but
you just expected strings attached to it, and someone's there with like a puppet.
Bro, the Dilo looked bad.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think what I don't like, I think, is the way the animatronics were shot. And that sounds really silly, but when I've watched some of the things. I think Chris Pugh posted a few from like behind the scenes sort of shots, and the animatronics don't look that bad. But when you look at them in the movie, they look more like puppet. I know it sounds silly, but they look more puppet. And I think it's partly to do with how they're shot, and a lot of the shots of them is when they're not actually overly moving. Yeah. And it's just like you don't get to see the walk cycle and then bopping. And
I think, like you said, COVID could have played a big part in that, where you couldn't have close proximity working. So it takes a lot of close people to deal with animatronics at that time, doesn't it? So it could have been the fact that COVID ruined that.
From what I remember, something to do with if you remember in Dominion, the Dilophosaurus legs like never move.
No.
And in the first Jurassic Park, how pathetic, man. 30-year-old movie looks better than a brand new one. But like when they had this cool thing where the Dilo moved and it would like make those little hopping movements, and it looked real. Like it looked like it was really like bouncing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Zul says hearing you guys talking about JP again just reminds me the video we did back where we was ranting about all the cons of Jurassic Park movie. That was a fucking brilliant chat. That was.
It was fun because remember James when we got to the end and I was talking about how the pteranodons are they're brutal, man. They're just mean. Like that
Yeah.
pteranodon picked that one guy up and just dropped him on the car.
Yeah, they're
like,
just arseholes. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember Jack was like, "No, it's animal behavior." I'm like, we were both like, "No, come on, Jack.
Yeah.
Like, that's too much."
See, this I disagree with, because I think the best visual effects we've had in all 6 films were from Fallen Kingdom, and that is the animatronics with the CGI overlay, and I put that down to the puppeteering and the way they were shot, and the CGI overlay really enhanced them. The Indoraptor, I can't fault in any way, shape, or form. Blue on the operating table, another incredible animatronic, and the T-Rex inside there in the container. I thought it was really, really well done.
I'm okay with enhancements here and there, but I will say what I actually want to see, and I want to see them do this without enhancing it, but they'll never do this again. I want to see them build a full-scale T-Rex like the first couple movies.
Yeah.
Because those, dude, see, this is like what we were talking about with Dominion. They filmed that T-Rex. They had the base body, and then they had the legs were like separate, and the car was like blocking. Yeah. That's really good filming. Whereas with Jurassic World Dominion, I think they thought as long as they have a practical effect, people won't complain. But they don't understand that the reason we wanted practical effects was because we wanted it to look real, not to look like one of the little frog guys in Jabba's palace. Like, so I mean, I know that we're complaining a lot about Dominion, but to be fair, like this movie is coming off like right after that one. What's this guy saying? It's funny when you think about it. The DX disease caused the extinction of dinosaurs on Sorna, and now COVID caused the extinction of the Jurassic.
That's brilliant. I love that.
COVID, or was it just bad writing? Because there's some stuff in.
Welcome.
All right, yep. Welcome. So David Koepp's back.
Yeah.
David Leitch is back. I told you guys off air. I actually saw one of the scenes he directed in Jurassic World. It's the car chase where the kids are throwing the tanks out of the back. He did that. So that's kind of what we can expect in the next movie, which is okay. That's pretty good. I don't have any problem with that. What do you think, guys? Do you want to see a movie that kind of takes place after Dominion, but not necessarily is like a direct continuation of Dominion?
For me, I really wanted a time jump. I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit gutted that it came so soon. I was all open for a new Jurassic movie, but I want the dust to settle. I also want it to go in a reboot format. I want, the new Jurassic not to be Jurassic World 4. I want it to be like Jurassic Era 1, 2, 3 if we're going to have a new trilogy. And I wanted the time gap because I wanted the ecosystem to change in that time. And humans have had to adapt to it.
Planet of the Apes sort of style.
Yeah, but obviously, because I don't think, unless the dinosaurs aren't that much of a threat, they're not. If you really, really wanted to, you could do a world crisis. Every army in the world just goes out and annihilates every single one dinosaur they see. It would just be easily done. And if it got that bad, they would just do it. If it got that bad to the point where the human race were really going that extinct, they would just go out and just obliterate them all. But they've had to do it to blend them into the environment. Now, okay, that's fine. Humans think they can control everything. So let's counteract that with, okay, humans counteract that. The dinosaurs automatically reproduce the DX disease, and somehow through farming, no, please don't. Somehow through farming, through some sort of spread, a bit like they did in The Last of Us. That got spread through the flour, and people consumed flour from the shelves. Cakes and biscuits and bread, and all of a sudden it's a worldwide problem. Things like that, something like could happen with the dinosaurs, and it has a negative effect on the human beings, and then they end up becoming, almost like a pandemic that they can't control because it's it's out of the ecosystem that we don't know anything about. And something like that could be. That's why I wanted a time jump, because that becomes a lot more plausible in a time jump, because the ecosystem's changed a lot in that time. Our current species are becoming extinct. The dinosaurs are taking over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think if that's what the way I would have gone, but it's not going to go that way. I just have no idea what they're going to do with this.
Yeah.
Have faith. They might listen to this very podcast and change.
You
their
never
mind.
know. There could be someone listening and writing this down.
Well, look, I love those ideas are good ideas, because all three of us, I know I know James, Steve, you like the new Planet of the Apes movies, right?
Yeah,
See,
definitely.
They need to go in that direction with like a DX disease, like all
100%.
over the place. That would be great. Like that would be not only fun, but it would be dark. Like this is the problem with the locusts. Have you ever thought of this in the last movie? So they try to burn the locusts, right? And the locusts are on fire and they escape. Now, how they're flying with burnt up wings, I have no idea. Like they fly and they like fly around the woods, and the woods are like lush green, and then they catch the woods. Yeah,
spin round in circles.
Yeah, they catch the whole woods on fire. That Biosyn Valley looks worse than when the volcano blew up on Nublar.
Yeah.
Like
You're not even lying there either.
Yeah.
No, it's ridiculous. Like,
and then when you look at how Claire's like crawling through that forest, that whole forest is wet and damp. It's not going to catch. This is not a dry place, is it?
It's a swamp.
Yeah.
Like the really silly part about all of that too is like at the end, after all that's done, when you see the T-Rexes and all are like hanging out, like roaring at each other, it's like, wasn't everything on fire like 5 seconds ago? Like,
yeah, it's just fine. They're not dying of smoke inhalation at all. Everything's fine.
Absolutely. Okay, they said in Fallen Kingdom, because of us, the dinosaurs will cause an extinction. Because of us, our Dominion was like, nah, everything's fine. We got this.
I just don't understand the logic, because think about this, guys. What if you worked at Biosyn Valley? What if you were there working on the pipes or whatever, and there's Pyroraptor penguins swimming around outside, and you're just like, yep, just another day at work. Don't worry, they got like head chips or something. So if they get close, you can be like, all right, let me get my dinosaur remote control from Camp Cretaceous. All right, he's going away. Like it's silly. Like it's all, I don't know.
Just unrealistic.
I want to see the ecosystems fall apart. I want to see the dinosaurs actually take over.
Ellie Sattler in this last film was actually one of the positives of it. I thought her character was excellent, and Laura Dern absolutely nailed it. I thought her acting was superb. I think she felt like Laura Dern from the first film, and almost like they jumped off of a time machine for me. I loved her character. I know you might. By the way, you acting sounds like you're going to disagree, but I actually thought she was really good. However, you can have your moment in a minute. However, this is where her story I thought they should have gone with. Rather than focusing on the locust crap, they should have gone with her character discovering the ecosystem changing. And that's why they brought her in. Because she's a well-known paleobotanist.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
They should have brought her in to do that. And then you're automatically heading into this Jurassic era to something to actually bloody worry about. But anyway, I'll let you disagree with me now, Klayton.
No. Well, I think the problem was really her dialogue. Like the sliding into the DMs and stuff was not.
Yeah.
Okay. So some of the lines were written badly, but however, I do like her being back. I think she's one of the positives of the film.
I don't mind her. I kind of preferred her than Grant, to be completely real with it. Poor Grant, man. They really don't know how to write him.
No. It felt like he was given the script. He learnt the words, and that was it. He was just reading off the script. He didn't think about anything that was involved in it. It was just like, this is my lines. I'm reading it.
Dude, if it was me,
100%.
Here's what we do. We make a movie in between Dominion and Fallen Kingdom, and here's the movie. It's Dr. Grant. This is the trailer. He's like digging around in the dig site. He's like, Billy, go get my toothbrush or whatever. And like, he holds up a raptor claw to the camera, and then you see his point of view, and he takes the claw away, and there's like a full-grown velociraptor. And the whole movie is like people at his dig site getting pulled off one by dinosaurs. And then he, like, at the end of the movie, he's like, oh, this is so bad. I need more money. And then like, and then the next movie starts, and Ellie Sattler's like, hey, I need you to come help me with Biosyn. Like, they could do that. I don't know, man. I just wanted to see him back doing something cool.
Yeah, and he's there like building a fort out of cases of beer, like from the novel.
Well, like, and Billy gets killed too. Billy's like out there and tries to, I don't know, steal some more eggs.
Right, this is a really stupid thing that would make me laugh. They would never do it, just purely because it's fucking stupid. I should swear them really.
Okay.
Building a fort out of crates of beer, and then someone says, Dr. Grant, and he pops his head up. You know, like Ross and Joey do in Friends, when they build a fort out of boxes with the hats on. And it is like, Ellie Sattler, Dr. Grant. And it's stupid. But the thing is, though, when you think about what we get, it's not really any more stupid than, you know, Talking Raptor in Jurassic Park 3, is it?
Yeah. Well, again, I was surprised they didn't use the resonating chamber in the last movie. I really thought they would go there. But, okay, here's a question for you guys. Do you think the new movie, will it be more of like a... how are they even going to do the dinosaurs? Because the last one ends off, but seems like they're all our friends now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't seem that intimidating.
How did Morrison just get from the Habitat Development Lab from Biosyn to the court where Alan is testifying? Very good question. I'm assuming that we're meant to believe that them dinosaurs. Yeah, I think that's what that's meant to be hinting, but that is a random ass thing to sort of
whole area in like Biosyn Valley is contained and they're never escaping, and we are going somewhere completely different where we're going to get whole new species of dinosaurs or variants of current species. So
60
like
millions.
That's it, like we were discussing before.
We're definitely getting more species.
Yeah,
definitely more things. Okay, so Lorcan says InGen's military division have to play their part in the future going forward. They were invested since Hoskins recovered the Jurassic Park 3 birds. They disappeared post Jurassic World. Did they drop all work after 2015? Could have been.
Yeah,
that's a good question actually, because InGen weren't involved in Fallen Kingdom actually either, were they?
No, and they should have been, but also Biosyn should have been in Fallen Kingdom. They come out of nowhere. And
don't tell me that.
They should have been. They should have been in, like, Eli Mills should have been Dodson, and he should have lived, and he should have been in the next movie too.
Yeah,
I heard that the actress who played Brooklyn in Camp Cretaceous could be new lead in the. Nah, if that's true,
that's a little silly. Although she is in those Scream movies. Are they done by Universal?
Paramount, probably, aren't they?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
they might Paramount.
I don't. I mean, that sounds really silly to me because I don't even know if Camp Cretaceous is canon. I know
it's
they
not
say
for me.
it is.
It's not.
Yeah, dude, there's an island right next to Nublar.
It needs to get accidentally deleted from the archives.
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh! I sometimes I think about Jurassic Park and I'm like, what happened? Like,
right.
Now, I've said it so many.
Gone.
Yeah, I've said it so many times before though, but season 1 of Camp Cretaceous, I loved just having that timeline within Jurassic World, the escape of the Indominus Rex. That was perfect. Everything else, it was just like, oh, it's the same old kid cartoon.
Yeah, season 1 to 3, I will allow because to a point.
I didn't even see season 5.
No, I think.
Don't.
What was the latest season?
It was like playing the Isle. I'm not joking. It was like playing the Isle on one of those battles. Season 5. Every dude had a controller, controlling a dinosaur, having a fight.
I switched it off when they were in the desert and there was that mirrored building thing in the desert and the robo dogs, and I was like, "Yep, okay."
Like the Hunger Games.
Yep, I'm done. See you later.
Dude, robot dogs and super battle droids with like Sleesnack faces from the Land of the Lost. Like, that's just ridiculous. You know, Colin Trevorrow was sitting there like, you know what would be terrible? Yeah, put this in that.
Yeah.
Well, what's
Right.
going on, Mike?
Welcome, Mike, by the way. I think we should. Mr. Schmeckerman's in the house. Oh, where is he? There he is.
There you go.
Welcome. I think we should move on to a new topic, Steve, after a break. And we'll come back very, very shortly in about 10 seconds. And we're back. How do you see this film panning out? So when you say this title, Steve, do you mean how successful it's going to do at the box office?
No,
has
it's more,
you...
Yeah, so it's more like, do you see this as a trilogy, or is this going to be a standalone film, or like, how's the story going to pan out? Are we going to have a conclusion, like you said, of one film, or are they going to leave it open to future films?
That's actually a good question, because
very good question.
Let's get real here. This movie, a lot of people are already really skeptical, as they should be, because Dominion wasn't really Jurassic Park 6. So I mean, this movie might not make $1 billion. It might be more like the Fast and Furious, like numbers like 700 million or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not that successful, man, they're not going to keep making these. So it really depends. Like, the trailer is going to have to knock people's socks off. Like, the trailer's got to be like, we're back, we're dark, the dinosaurs are scary again, and Jurassic Park Lost World, even JP3 style stuff, like, is returning. If they don't do that, I don't think this movie is going to get sequels, and probably shouldn't get sequels. I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. To be honest,
it needs to, doesn't it? It needs to gross $1 billion. This film, otherwise, I just think it's just going to be a one-off. It's just going to be.
Yeah. It's like nobody's going to touch it for at least another 15, 20 years.
I mean, they did that to themselves, because, like, I really thought they would go darker after Fallen Kingdom. Fallen Kingdom was a pretty dark movie, but instead they go, like, there's moments of Dominion that look like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Where, like, they're in the snow, and they're like, last Christmas, we got a baby raptor, and, like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, they really, the only way we're going to get more is if this is good. Because if this turns out to be, they can't be silly with this one. Like, no matter what. If this one's silly again, because do you think it's too much for me to assume that this franchise has lost normal audiences? Like, they've basically been like, I don't know if I want to see another one of those.
Well,
like,
based on our wives, neither of them are remotely interested, I don't think, now.
No.
Well, I know Emma didn't really like Fallen Kingdom very much at all, and she hated Dominion. She thought it was one of the worst films she's ever seen.
Yeah.
And she's very, very critical. And she actually really enjoyed Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jurassic World's not that bad comparatively to, like, what they did after that. And Steve, like, your wife, what'd she think about?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Yeah.
Same thing?
Yeah, didn't like Fallen Kingdom at all. Didn't like Dominion. Loved Jurassic World. Loves Jurassic Park. Loves The Lost World.
Oh,
JP3, I think, is quite forgettable for her, but I'll take that as a positive, to be honest.
See, my missus preferred Jurassic Park 3 to The Lost World because she found the choppy back and forth. She didn't like the choppy back and forwards.
Okay.
And, like, from cast to cast, from one end of the island to the other, she didn't like how it jumped back and forwards. And like, then you get the whole bit in San Diego she thought was a whole pointless thing. So she weren't a fan of Lost World at all. But she didn't have the nostalgic feel that we did growing up. Like, that was like my prime childhood when that film came out. So I was obsessed with it. And she obviously hasn't got that. She's looked at it from a purely, like, chronological sort of, doesn't make sense. I don't understand what's going on. Jurassic Park 3, although it not being it had a lot of production issues, she found the story elements so simple and straightforward. She enjoyed that more.
Well, maybe this movie will be like what this
Shorter
movie
as
will be,
well.
right? Yeah, shorter's not that bad. I wish that movie was longer. Maybe that would fix some of the problems that I have with it. But like, okay, so from what I've heard, this movie's been in development for at least a year and a half because they saw Dominion and they were like, well, you're not wrong. I think they saw Dominion and they were like, we got a problem here. David, get back. David, stop working on Indiana Jones. Like, get over here right now. And you know what, Mike?
I like them.
Do you like Resident Evil 6?
Oh, I don't know. I can't really remember, but they're all just cheesy, aren't they?
Well, that one was super cheesy, but I think this movie's going to be smaller scale and
simple folk.
It'll be better, guys. Like David Koepp's a better writer. David Leitch is probably a better director. So this is the problem, though, because they've really alienated a lot of the normal people. Normal people are going to be like Jurassic World 4. They're going to be like, I don't care anymore. I'm going to go watch whatever, you know.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 9 or something like that.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, the poll, but looking at the poll, I've got about 16 votes so far, and 69% say Jurassic Park 7 will not gross $1 billion, like the World Trilogy.
Mm.
Yeah, because the reason I say that, I agree. And think about it. Dominion brought back the old cast, and it barely got over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like, barely. So the reputation's in the gutter.
Yeah. Which is depressing.
It is depressing.
Yeah.
I know I'm laughing, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it. Like, I make money off Jurassic Park videos, so like, I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like they need to know their audience. And look, here's the other silver lining, though, because they were developing Jurassic Park Survival for a couple of years too.
Yeah.
Like, they heard all of us be like,
must have been
cool. Yeah, like, we want to go back to the 90s. We want a cool game, first person. And they're like, don't tell anybody. We'll work on it. Same thing with this movie. But the problem, I think it might be too late to,
should have listened sooner, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so. Like, maybe this movie will do like 800 million. And then that'll be enough for them to be like, okay, we can get back out there. And maybe the next one will do over $1 billion. But do we need 10 Jurassic Park movies? Like, when you think about it, the fact that it's Jurassic Park 7, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? It is ridiculous.
You look at, say, 15 years ago, would any of us be sitting here going, we've now got a 7th Jurassic Park film in the making?
No.
Especially after Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when that got told. I remember that sort of being told that that's what was coming. But I remember being absolutely hyped for that film as well.
Yeah,
I was excited. I thought there would be 3 T-Rexes.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't think that they would go with a different dinosaur species. Kind of cool they did, though. Let's get to this chat. We've got a few bits coming in quite thick and fast. Let's go through them. I know the movie hasn't come out yet, but judging by the trailers, I think Jurassic Park 7 will be like A Quiet Place day 1 of the series. I like that film. The new Jurassic World movie will come out the weeks after James Gunn's Superman movie comes out. No one cares about Superman, so that's fine. How do you think that will affect things? Because I see the high noon for both franchises. Jurassic Park 7, Jurassic Park 4 needs to be continuation bit, also a jumping on point from the new people. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and a bit like a reboot like Jurassic World did, absolutely. It needs to. You think it's also got to capture a new audience of like young kids of about 8, 9, 10, but also at the same time it's got to appease the fans that are older. There's a few more comments. That's still a lot of money. It is a lot of money, you're right. We need the tropical setting again. The tropical vibes are part of the feeling. Short answer, yes, we do need 10 movies. Were you laughing at Mike's comment? Break. Oh, no. What are you
No, we're laughing at we do need 10.
Oh, we do need 10, yeah.
There's a difference between need and wanting.
Yeah. All right, I've got an unpopular opinion, but screw it. I'll say it stands up from my own chair. I like Amputation Season 5 more than Dominion. Gets attacked by fans.
I was about to say, how do we kick him from the chat?
On the Superman question, I'm not so sure that they'll really conflict with each other because Superman hasn't really done good at the box office in quite a while, and I was talking to you guys earlier. They pushed the movie back a day already. It comes out July 3rd, which I don't know why, but
yeah,
I kind of feel like Jurassic will be okay. But the bigger problem, I don't think Superman's the problem. I think the problem is Jurassic Park in general, because you guys know, you've got people in your family that as soon as they hear Jurassic Park 7, they're going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Like, and for good reason. Like, you know what, man, though, they could bring it back, but they've got to be like, they got to give us something cool. Like this movie's not going to mention Locust at all. Like, it's not going to mention Locust, Maisie. I doubt it will mention Beta and Blue. What it will mention, because it's what they've mentioned in all the Jurassic World movies, they'll mention the first Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet? Like, they'll be like, remember the first Jurassic Park? They're like, of course we remember. We remember when the park was open. Like,
yeah. We've all got the T-shirts.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see characters like Lowry coming back.
Yeah.
Although aren't they? You're a bit more of a lore expert, Klayton. What's the whole deal with Lowry? Yeah.
You know what? The funny thing is, he had an interview come out recently where they explained to him that in Dominion they made his character work for the CIA, because you can see him when they're like brushing through the
tablet thing.
He didn't even know that. He was like, "No way, really? I work for the CIA now. That's cool. What happened to Laura Lumpkins?"
What you mean he didn't watch the film?
Yeah. I mean, he could come back, but I would actually, if they bring him back, he needs to get eaten by like a dinosaur.
I think he would probably want that though, like Jake Johnson. Yeah.
See, this comment, I don't think that Spielberg is the issue. I think it's more the.
I think Colin Trevorrow, I think, was the problem. Personally.
Yeah, I don't think it was Spielberg, because I think what Spielberg did with the Jurassic movies he did had everything that we wanted.
Yeah, good point.
I have a think. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying. Like, I think it was more Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall, maybe more of an issue. I don't know.
Well, Kathleen Kennedy's not on these movies. She hasn't been on a Jurassic film since JP3, but
fair enough. But Marshall did.
Marshall, yeah. I don't think Spielberg had anything to do with Dominion, actually, because remember that quote? That
you could be right, though. You could be.
So there was a quote a couple of years ago where they sent Spielberg the picture of all the old cast reunited in that Jeep, and they were like, it made him cry. And what if Spielberg was like looking at it like, he's destroying my franchise?
Completely misread it.
Yeah, JV definitely up for something like that. Sounds really well, really good idea. I think this is the way they should have gone. They should have put the budget they're going to use in a movie into a what's the Universal channel?
A Peacock,
something like that, and put 250 million into this budget and make the best TV show that's up there with the quality of, like, I'm talking about CGI stuff like The Last of Us and Monarch and all these sort of things, that because this Monarch's just proved like what extended lore can do in terms of developing a story that doesn't even need to, like, you can watch them Godzilla films and whatever you see at face value is absolutely fine. But all this is done.
A really like short season of like only 6 episodes of, say, like 45 minutes to an hour long, and it would work.
I think Dominion would have worked better as a series.
I thought that the other day. It's funny you brought that up because that movie goes all over the place real
Yeah.
quick. Like they're out in front of the CIA headquarters and they're on the
Exactly.
phone. They're like, "Hey Franklin, look out the window." You ever think about that? Like they're like, how do they know the CIA? Like,
Yeah.
have they been there?
Is that building?
before?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know,
Definitely.
man. I feel like if it was a series, it could have taken its time to actually breathe more and get from place to place. But also, if they do a series, here's what I would prefer: do it like 1994 or 95, where they're going on either Nublar or Sorna, and just checking out like the islands. Sci-Fi Channel did a write-up on my idea for the Hurricane Clarissa movie. I thought that would be great, dude. Like, imagine Site B before they evacuated as a series.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to see.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we could get the Kirby's like working at a.
I would love to see the Kirby's again.
And so.
And they could call their Tricycloplots.
Tricycle plotting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that sort of segues into the next sort of topic of would you want new dinosaurs?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about that after the break. Okay, we are back.
Would you want to see new dinosaurs?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to see another dinosaur bigger than the T-Rex.
more teeth.
It's a Carcharodontosaurus, and it's not going to do anything this time. It's not even going to be in. Like I do want to see new species, but I kind of want to see something like a acro or a. Tell you what, it'd be really cool if they did something more exotic, like a Alamosaurus or a something new. Like,
I'd like to just see bloody Suchomimus.
Suchomimus would be cool.
Yeah.
It's been on the shout on everyone's list for such a long time. It's always been teased, never really been shown. I wouldn't mind seeing that as a main threat. We don't even need to have, at the end of the day, to a human, anything the size of a bear would be a threat. So we don't necessarily need an apex predator. The Allosaurus was enough. Look what happened in Battle at Big Rock. I love that little short film.
Yeah,
it was perfect. I actually generally felt fear for them people. I knew the baby wouldn't have got snapped, but I didn't know whether any of the other characters might have not. Do you know what I mean?
The Mesozoic mind says that Concavinator would be a good villain. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Put that on there. Concavinator to be a villain dinosaur.
Yeah, definitely.
Steve, my pitch would be that something has survived, and not only do we have dinosaurs in the mainland, but we also have dinosaurs on the islands. They could totally use the other islands. Like, even though Hammond didn't do anything with them, you could just say the dinosaurs swam over.
There was aberrant forms linked to the novel there.
That should have been in a movie. That stuff is awesome.
Which, by the way, you can listen to the audiobook of on Jurassic Unicast. But yeah, I think we still haven't seen the Compy in
its full form.
Yeah, in the hospital with the baby in the crib.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that still think Kathy got killed in Lost World, ironically, even though she didn't. They think that she got killed.
Yeah.
I don't know. The baby thing, I don't think they're ever going to do that. And because that'll be instant rated R.
Yeah.
Oh, the Troodons would be perfect.
100%. Mate,
not that genie.
Love that comment.
The live tour. not that one.
No, the proper JP the game.
JP the Game Trudons, big eyes, ugly little
Glowing.
horrible
Can you imagine
gremlin
that
things.
you're walking through the forest at night, everything's pitch black, and then suddenly just glowing eyes everywhere.
Well, that
Yeah,
whole
Sounds-
scene,
yeah,
that whole scene in the opening scene of that story with, is it Mira? Mira, is that her name?
Nima.
Nima, sorry.
yeah.
Nima, she's running
Paulo
and she's
Grady.
stumbling and falling. Yeah, she's falling over, all that sort of thing. It perfectly captures fear and isolation and, you know, being stranded. Everything about the first film, right, was all about not having any power, not having any communication, and them all thinking it's only a matter of time until it's my turn.
Right.
Now, the main focus was them protecting the kids, how you always do. The kids had no power at all whatsoever, other than Lex obviously having the computer power. But, you know, the children were protected, and we felt like the adults protecting them kids. And when we were at the time watching the film, we were them kids.
Yeah,
Because children look at adults as their heroes, and they think adults, no matter whether they're teachers or their guardians, anybody that's looking after them, they look to them as someone that can protect them in any type of danger or fear or comfort. And when you have things like Camp Cretaceous, where there's kids running around, you know, jumping on the backs of Bumpy, it kind of takes that whole fear away. And this is the problem with the cartoon, I think, and where they're trying to link it in with the films. It takes that fear away from everything that's been worked on that makes the film great.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Jurassic Park, we got, 15 minutes of dinosaurs on screen. And those 15 minutes were petrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the Gallimimus, like when the Gallimimus are stampeding, that's like if you put yourself in that situation, that's kind of scary. I wouldn't mind Nanotyrannus. Like, by the way, do you guys think we're gonna get the river raft scene finally?
Oh, mate, I would love that.
It's been teased too many times, so it needs to happen.
Do you know what? Like, that would. I would settle for. I'm just looking at this poll. Sorry, do you want to see the original Rex again? And 56% is saying yes. That's disappointing.
I don't want to see it again.
Unless we do see it as the opening scene, and it gets killed
by a meteor.
Yeah.
By 1,000 chickens. And she, you know, pecking at his toes.
You know, there's a really good scene from The Lost World, like one of the early drafts of the script, where the scene where the T-Rex comes into the hunter camp and it puts its head inside of the tent. Originally, the hunters still had some dinosaurs. They had some compies in like little cages. And Sarah and Kelly were watching the compies like chirp, like freak out, and they're like, "What's wrong with them?" And all of a sudden, the compies get like real quiet, and they're like staring off in the distance, and they're like, "What is this?" And then you see the shadow of the T-Rex come.
Oh, sounds cool.
It's really cool. Because here's what's so cool about Lost World, guys. Like, they explain the compies are scavengers on the island normally. Like, we know they attack other animals, but like they hang out at the game trail where carnivores hunt, and we only see the T-Rex footprints like in the woods. So the idea is that the T-Rex would like ambush something on the game trail and drag it back to the nest, and maybe the compies were like waiting right there for whatever was left over.
Yeah, I like that.
It's cool, and I don't think they ever thought that deeply for the Jurassic World stuff. I think they were more like, yeah, this dinosaur lives with this dinosaur, and they're best friends, and the Mosasaurus is hanging out with some whales, and they're buddies too. Like, you don't get a sense of like how the animals like live in each other's environment, because like when you see the raptors environment in Lost World, everything is dead. Like, it's just carcasses and bones. Like, stuff doesn't go near the raptors.
Yeah.
And in another early draft, the hunters are looking back at the woods, and the T-Rexes are afraid to go in the long grass. They're like, why aren't they following us? And that's like a scary idea. The T-Rex is like, I ain't going
Yes,
in there.
Mike.
Yeah. Screw that.
Bring back
it
the
needs to be-
Pyroraptor.
No.
Not if it's swimming in water,
Yeah.
because
Like, literally, pyro means fire, and fire and water. It's just
It's swimming
again,
in
yeah,
bacon,
It's like-
oil, or grease.
Pokemon.
yeah. But no, it needs to be realistic. Like
Here's
the
what-
dinosaur.
I'd take a pack of Pyroraptors in a jungle.
Yes, they should
Yeah.
have been like on trees, like climbing, and then they like jump off and
Yeah.
glide and attack you
Oh,
or something.
done.
Yeah. Now that
Pretty
would be
cool.
so much better.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Is it getting his flippers on and a little snorkel mask and diving in the water?
Yeah.
No more.
I
I
mean,
don't want to see. I don't want to see a single slow motion shot of anything in this film,
Yeah.
other than
Yeah,
a trank dart,
yeah, that'd
like
be cool.
the Lost
Yeah.
World in the T-Rex. Oh, that'd be cool though. Archaeopteryx, and they just take out hunters from above, like loads of them, just attack. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty
like,
cool. Although I don't
Jeff-
think they would
all
even
those-
bother going near humans. Like, why would they do that?
Well,
That's the thing. The monster element of it just makes no sense.
I mean, like they could bring Pyroraptor back and have like Archaeopteryx and I don't mind the feathered dinosaurs. I just want to see them cool. Like
Yeah.
I want to see them do cool stuff and not because remember in Dominion, doesn't she like zap it in the face or something? And it just we never see it again.
Yeah.
Like it's just gone.
I think I would definitely like to see some more feathered dinosaurs. That's I had no problem with the feather introduction at all. I think it looked great. I think the Oviraptor looked excellent. I love the
Oh, yeah.
Therizinosaurus. Wish we saw more of it.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing wrong with feathers. I think the Pyroraptor design was good. I like the design. I think it was cool, and I like the colors. I think it looked like a big giant, like scary ass parrot. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I do think it needed to be done more. That whole scene on the ice annoyed me, to be honest, because Chris and Kayla, whatever the name is, the Wanda, neither of them were like acting like they were just landed in an ice pond and frozen. Surely hypothermia is a bigger fear. Is a more really. They should have just took the Pyroraptor out of that scene. You didn't need a dinosaur. They should have been running on the ice and the ice falling through. Then we know that they escaped the ice from hypothermia would be enough for me.
It's also weird that it's in that environment to begin with because it looks like something that should be living around the jungle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
It just it didn't fit. It didn't fit that zone.
No.
Yeah. They'll look. I think they will bring back dinosaurs like Carnotaurus in the next movie.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, here's a question. Would you like to see a full-grown Dilophosaurus?
Yeah.
Like a big one?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
But I do kind of think now it seems like they are established to being that size.
I don't care. Like they could do. Here's what you do. You do those little dilos hopping around, and then you show a big male, and it looks like the colors from the novel. And then you just be like, oh well, the males are just way bigger.
Yeah.
I
mean, you could have like almost a scene from like Jurassic Park where Nedry's like playing with a little dilo, and maybe like he hits him with a stick or they start throwing rocks at the like juvie dilo, and then the whole Big Daddy comes around the corner.
I think it'd be cool. Like to be fair, not making fun of the people behind the scenes or anything like that. I wonder if they even know that the Dilophosaurus gets that big.
Do you it would be cool
do,
if Jack, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, mate. Pterodome's in the house. I do think, right, a full-size dilo would be really cool. Absolutely, like this, absolutely just destroying someone with that black tarmac sort of venom. But I think it could almost be too gimmickal as well at the same time, because you can imagine that being quite a funny play. someone like sort of looking and like some geezer just getting absolutely wiped out, almost like a fireman's hose from this venom, like just disappearing off screen.
Is it Scary Movie 2? That scene? Do you remember that scene in the bedroom?
Yes. No,
Yes.
It ends up like that.
They should. Here's what would have been cool. They should have had a Carnotaurus or something like get spit on by a full-grown Dilo, like in the eyes, and there's a lot of cool ideas that you could have taken. Like I mean, we could get into it, but like when it comes to new species of dinosaur, like what about? Because this is a problem my mom had with Dominion. The scene where Owen lassos the Parasaurolophus, that was a redesigned dinosaur species that we'd already seen before. And she was looking at it like, what's wrong with that one? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, is it deformed? I'm like, no, it's not deformed. It's just a different kind.
I love the new species. I think the new species looks great. It's the best we've had, I think.
They look cool, but they didn't explain.
No, they didn't. No, I think you just got to kind of,
yeah.
See, that's another thing that annoyed me with Dominion. How he could lasso that one Parasaurolophus and
ridiculous.
Keep it, but then in the Lost World, there was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people with the para, and that thing just lifts like 3 blokes into the air and throws them.
Yeah, there's some stuff that I think Colin doesn't really understand when he's writing a scene versus when because remember that they cut really hard to like he's wrapped it around a stump and he's like tied that off,
done
the hand thing, and it's like, well, how do we know yet though, Jack? How do we know? See, Jack wants this movie to fail, guys. Like he doesn't want it to be good at all.
Is it because he's not been asked yet to be in
Who knows?
My problem with that scene is they don't explain why they settle for one para. Was it going in for checks? Yeah, that whole scene. I just think he's just random.
Yeah.
Well, he said, "You're lying. I want it to do well."
I want it to do well too, but this is the truth. The last movie has really got a lot of people burned. Like Jack, can you explain to us how the Parasaurolophus was wrangled by one man versus in Lost World it took like all the InGen soldiers like together? How does that work? I'm just messing with you, by the way.
Okay, so new species, right? So species I want to see. Okay. I'm on board with the new Dilophosaurus, definitely. If it's kind of one of those scenes where you kind of think the original Dilo is what we got, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, that's just the baby, the tree stump. I would like. I mean,
if only Dieter Stark had a tree stump.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. I would like to see a herbivore kill someone.
Triceratops.
Absolutely. I don't want the Jurassic World design back. I want the original Triceratops design because I don't like the world ones. I like the other ceratopsians actually in the world series. The pseudo and the Sinoceratops, that was quite cool. I've got no problem with them at all. But I would like to see Therizinosaurus back.
Cryolophosaurus would be really cool. Someone just commented that.
Yeah, Cryolophosaurus is cool. And I suppose they've used that already, haven't they? No, Monolophosaurus they used in Temptations, didn't they?
Yeah,
that doesn't count.
I know. What's weird about that is they gave the Monolophosaurus like the original raptor like personality sort of traits.
Yeah, don't they open doors?
Yeah, they did everything. It was just like, why did they just not use the raptors to do that? If they had them in the Manticore Island anyway.
Manticore Island.
Definitely. Yeah, random new dinosaurs in the film would probably be where we're going with it. I think they've got to sell new toys, haven't they? And
that's it.
But the problem is, what made the original film and The Lost World quite as popular as it is and as brilliant as it is? One is because everything was new to us and we didn't have that experience prior. But also the dinosaurs they use were ones that everyone learned about growing up as kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
The main lot.
And like, unless you're a paleo nerd or actually a paleontologist, like James Ronan, for example, like you can be, when I say paleo nerd, I mean people that obviously aren't professional paleontologists that just study real stuff all the time. Like James, I get it. He wants to see species that he's done his dissertations on and stuff. So he wants to see a Myosaurus or one of these sort of other animals that we don't get to see. Yeah, hadrosaur. Yeah. So he wants to see these different species, but for the everyday person, I don't know. I don't know if they want to see random dinosaurs that
I think as long as it's scary,
no one can say the name of.
As long as it's scary, big, powerful, sharp teeth, I think the audience won't care.
No,
like the general audience won't care. I know, like my boy, if he sees a scary dinosaur on the film, like on the big screen, and it just screams and roars and everything, and is chasing people, he won't care. He will love it.
This is the perfect opportunity for them to redesign the T-Rex skin. New franchise, new start, new reboot, same design, but different color skin, and then make it like the original T-Rex toy, like that dark sort of almost
red.
Uluru Ayers Rock red color and black striping, and it's you can give it some other traits, a bit like that. Was that that? Did you ever watch that Camp Cretaceous like click along thing that they made for Netflix? That had the Albertosaurus.
Was that Albertosaurus or was
it was Albertosaurus that was like T-Rex sized. It was ridiculous, but it made the T-Rex look really boring after looking at that, because it was the same design as the T-Rex, but it had like spines and things on it. It looked really, really cool. That is a credit where it's due. I did like the design of that creature, and I think if they brought that into this but made it never watched it, Super Raptor, that'd be pretty cool. Utah Raptor.
Yeah.
Utah Raptor, make it 9 feet.
Dakota Raptor's huge. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
What did I say? If it weren't Tarbosaurus, what did I say?
You said Albertosaurus.
Did I say?
But you said Albertosaurus.
Albertosaurus, yeah, no, he's right. I didn't mean to say that. What he said was Tarbosaurus was right, actually.
Yeah.
I do apologise, he's right.
I think they could also do something like a Nothosaurus, or maybe something like more aquatic. Like, don't you think it'd be cool if we saw some more stuff like in the water?
Plesiosaurs and really branching out.
Plesiosaurs would be cool. Yeah, but the thing is with this, then you're opening up a whole new can of worms, and then you've got who's released them, where have they come from, why have we not seen them before in the past 6 movies? Do you know what I'm saying?
They don't care. The people making the movie don't care. They're like, oh, we cloned one. Remember in Dominion where they have like a whole amber mine, and never mind.
Yeah.
Like the movie makes no sense. Like they could clone literally anything. They're like, oh yeah, you didn't hear about the Yangchuanosaurus that we cloned in 1987? Oh well, we did.
Yeah, it's there.
It wasn't on the list.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the DNA samples that Nedry didn't steal.
It was on Manticore Island.
This comment here is absolutely like, I think that's bang on. If you're going to go realistically, a pod of orcas would absolutely annihilate anything in its territory.
Yeah.
T-Rex. Everyone could just name dinosaurs for days. So
let's move on to our final discussion.
Let me before we move on, the Dilophosaurus poll, it's 15 votes, 93% said yes. They want a full-size Dilo. Right, go on in. Next topic.
So final one is just final verdicts, really.
Cool. Final verdicts. We'll be back shortly. Final verdicts.
Final verdicts.
Good question. Good question. Now, do you want to be a bit more specific with this? Because you had one. Go on.
Yeah, I was about to say. So we've discussed, like, you know, where we want to see this film go. You know, with the way of like characters, dinosaurs, and storyline. Just basically tying up that, really. You know, are we happy with, you know, what we've discussed and all that sort of bits, really?
Klayton?
I mean, honestly, like, I'll stand by what I said earlier. I think in order for this movie to be a success, it's going to need to really convince people to come back. Like, the trailer's got to be off the bat a banger. Like, it's got to get people to be like, okay, I'll go see that one. But they've got to be darker. They've got to be a little more serious. They've got to appeal to the older audience too. Like,
100%.
I think we need to get away from, like, no Blue, no Beta, no Biosyn Valley, no, I would go as far as say no Kayla Watts stuff. Like, that's all very Land Before Time. Like, in order for this to do $1 billion or even like 800 million, they're going to have to convince a lot of people with the trailer, and they could have new species of dinosaurs and stuff like that in it, but they've got to tell people this ain't like the last few movies that have been coming out. This is scary again. This is dark again. This is the Jurassic Park movie that people have been wanting to see. Like, the trailer's going to have to answer the questions that people have been wanting for the last few years. And it's also going to have those more jungle vibes because, I mean, that's my thoughts overall. Like, this movie could fail.
Yeah.
You know, it could.
It could do. I think the main thing for me is, like we discussed before actually going live, is I want it like the film. Yeah. I want it to feel like the film The Grey. So very isolated. There is no escape. They're being hunted. And, you know, that film is literally a very easy film to film. Like, not a lot happens, but it is so tense and like scary and insane that if you go along the same lines as that, I'll be completely happy.
Yeah, I just want a bit of isolation again. Definitely want the stakes to be higher. I want hero characters to die, ones that we don't know yet, because obviously these are all new. When we watched Jurassic Park, we didn't really know these characters are all new. So, you know, people had... That's what the luxury of having an original movie is about, is that, you know, you have to take everything at face value. You've got no one that people you're rooting for. Like Game of Thrones, it's brutal. Yeah. You want them to get to the end and they end up dying. Like, no! It's just like, and that's what I want. I want that sort of feel back. I want to be slightly nervous in the cinema. I don't really get scared, but what I mean is, like, jump scares, definitely want. I want main characters to die, and I want this to kick on. I want the story to be good and bring people back in again, because I do feel like it has lost a few audience members.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be just to feel like Land Before Time 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree completely. I agree 1000%.
I disagree with the Blue and Beta thing. Just make them a new Raptor villain in the series. To be fair, they could asexually reproduce more. I want to walk into the theatre and feel the humidity from the jungle. My imagination. Immigration. Immigration. It's taken to me. I want to feel immersed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he's just reusing old scripts. I thought that would use AI. AI, that's another topic we should discuss one time. Will AI intervene with Jurassic Park 7? They should. That's a good. That'd be a cool subject. We should get Sicky T on for that one.
Yeah.
They should have gone with the idea of the DX's Dominion. Hell yes, absolutely. Bring bang one-armed Samuel Jackson. I'm sick of this motherfucking stump. I didn't bring back Mace Windu, so yeah, that's true. Jack says about killing they never kill main characters. They did in the first film. That's where they went wrong. Did in the second film. Both David Kep. That woo so far. We'll always remember he was this tall. What was that in relation to? I've lost that one. Gloria says, "Is there going to be a new Jurassic movie coming out?" Welcome to the stream, Gloria. I hope a good one. Anyway, there is supposed to be coming out 2025. There's a lot. I can't read that quick.
Yeah.
Here's a question, guys. Do you guys actually think this movie is going to be liked by people? Like, if you had to guess right now, you think?
I do think, because there's too many people that like crap. There's too many people that there's too many people that like crap.
Going back to when me and James wanted to watch the opening trailer, not the opening trailer. What was it? The
Klayton, this is one of the best stories ever.
Okay.
We went to a local theatre, right, to watch Fast 9, because we knew that the cinema was showing the Dominion prologue at the start of the movie.
I did the same thing.
Yeah. And we sat there and it never arrived. They didn't play it.
Oh, no way.
And we sat there through this whole film going, this film is ridiculous. Like, cars in space, all that. We were that fuming. We walked out and we saw like the people who worked in the cinema and was like, we were only here to watch the Jurassic World prologue. We want our money back. And they gave us a free ticket.
Oh, good. Yeah. No,
and he went, well, his reaction was, he went, oh, wow, that's quite sad. Like, I was like, yeah, mate, because that film was packed and I want my money back.
I watched that movie. I took my mom, and my mom was laughing at Fast and Furious 9. She's like, what is this? That part where John Cena is like, begin. And like they're in the car and there's some guy on a 50 cal like shooting at the car, and my mom's like, why don't they just shoot the tires? Like they're going down the road and everything. You are correct. There are people that love terrible things, but dude, like, if we're being honest, the reputation of this brand is not good. Like, it's not good.
Not at the moment.
Like, people look at this and they're like, oh, what's the next one? Jurassic Galaxy?
Yeah.
Like,
so, Jurassic Era, for me, Jurassic Era works. Jurassic Era works because it kind of signifies, like, you know, we're now entered into that part of our own downfall, and it's now a Jurassic Era coinciding with our animals. I don't know whether that title sounds crap or not to people. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's just I just think that might be where it's heading.
Like, finally, Universal's invested a lot of money into this franchise. You know, they've got the Velocicoaster in like Florida, and hopefully, if all things go well, we'll have a Universal over here in the UK in the next few years.
They're going to clone Michael Crichton to ride in the door.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hope that, you know, this film does well and it isn't the end.
Jurassic World Endgame.
Yeah.
They're going to be Jurassic World War.
Yeah.
The next one. No, I think they're going to keep the Jurassic World name. Because think about it like this. Now that they've got two titles, World and Park, because we know they can use Park again because they're making that new video game.
Yeah.
So they'll probably call this one Jurassic World, the new era. Or,
that could work.
Or a new beginning.
I think where I was going away with that is the fact that I like the fact that the trilogies have got their own titles and then subtitles, like Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, and then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World Dominion. And I think the reason I threw out Jurassic Era is because the era thing's just been playing in my mind. And it does, for me, it just rolls off the tongue. But you could have Jurassic Era 1 as been just Jurassic Era, and then Jurassic Era, The Chaos Continues, or Jurassic Era, Chaos Theory, I don't know, whatever, as the subtitles. That's just where I'm going with that. And that's why I said what I said. But obviously, I didn't like the title of Dominion when it first came out. And Fallen Kingdom completely led me into a false sense of security of what I thought was, not sense of security, that's the wrong word, but false sense of like what they're actually going with.
Fair
with
enough.
that title. So I don't know. David Kent returns. I like that one. That'd definitely get a few people in seats.
Yeah.
But if people don't agree with that, that's absolutely fine. It wasn't me sort of saying that's my opinion. It was more of the fact that I just do think that a new spin of title with a different second word would work to separate the trilogies off and make it less of a Jurassic World 4.
Brilliant.
2 Jurassic, 2 Theory, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
2 Jurassic, 2 Furious, Judgment Day Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy would not come back to this franchise after his horrific incident on that movie. Not incident, his thing. But I think we should come to a wrap up. Absolutely. We've probably exhausted this conversation, and we're now just talking like a load of crap. But that's fun. That's what we're here for. That's why we talk. That's why this channel is one of the best, because we're honest. We're honest old men that just want our movies back.
Yep.
That's why. That's why. But yeah, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed the chat. And Steve, I'll leave it up to you now, mate.
Yeah. No, Klayton, massive thanks for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure. Always a good chat.
It was fun.
But, yeah, until next time, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell in case you missed the video. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.